Hey, y'all. Welcome to today's video. It's a new segment that I'm starting here on the channel, and I'm calling it Thrifty Thursday, where once a month, I'm going to take some thrifted items from my stash or items that I have recently found at a thrift store, and we're going to give them some love and give them a brand new look. So these are the items that we're going to be working with today. And you may have similar items laying around your house. So before you throw it away, give it a little makeover. Let's get started with the first project. Now, metal containers are definitely a piece that you can find at almost any thrift store. You've probably got some laying around your own house. And the best way that I found to prep your metal for painting is I just take them in the house, put them in the kitchen sink with some hot water and some Dawn, and just give them a good scrub. There are a lot of things out there you can use to clean with. I just have found, ask me how I know, that a lot of the stuff, the chemicals in it, um, it doesn't let your paint stick really well, and we all know what a battle it can be to try and paint metal. So this one's had its bath with the Dawn, and the first thing I'm going to do is just give it a good coat of this Rust-Oleum matte clear spray, and then we'll get started on giving this a very simple makeover. All right, so my clear coat has had time to dry, and you'll notice this inside, it looks like, well, it looks like where it was glued together. And I could not for the life of me, I know there's a glare, but I could not for the life of me get that discoloration off of there. I mean, you can tell it's glue, okay? But by the time, I'm going to paint the inside as well, so we're not even going to worry about that. And I know you're thinking, Robin, this doesn't sound like a voiceover. Well, it's not. I decided to try something new this year, and thought I would chat with y'all some while I'm sitting here crafting. So I'm going to start with my first layer of paint, which is Moss by Waverly. I thought this would be a really pretty springy color for this box. And yes, I'm using, I think they call this a chalk brush. Not real sure. But we're going to probably end up giving this 2 good coats of. Welcome everyone to a new playlist that I'm so excited to be participating in. It's called Thrifted Thursday, which is hosted every month by Joanna's DIY Life and Sabrina's Craft Nanigans. We do thrift flips, yard sales, dump finds, trash to treasure. Hey, if you can flip it or thrift it, we're going to do it. Please visit our host channels and the fantastic playlist, which as always is down below this video in the description. And be sure to tell them Robin sent you. Now let's get back to the projects. I wanted to give a little age to this piece, so I'm using a stencil brush. You could also use a rag, and I'm applying some Waverly Antique Wax, and then I am going to take a rag and wipe it all back. Now, this was a little too dark, even for me, and you guys know how much I love distressing. So, as you'll see, I'm going to wipe this back with my rag, and I love to use old torn up t-shirts for this. They don't leave any lint behind, and they're just great. So, as you see there, see, I'm taking off most of the dark, but it's still just a little bit too dark for what I was going for. So to correct this, I have some clear wax, and you can use any brand of wax that you like. Today I happen to be using Waverly, and I'm going to take some of my clear wax and go over this brown wax, and this acts as an eraser. So I'm using a brush. I wish I'd used a rag. I just think it's easier to deal with. And I find the Waverly wax is a little too watery for me, but it's what I had on hand and it works just fine. So I'm taking my rag again, and you see I am wiping that back. And you just keep doing this process on whatever you're working on until you get it to the aged look that you want. Here I'm wanting to bring out the detail in this planter. So I'm doing the same process over again, starting off with the antique wax, and then I'll wipe that back and apply the clear wax. And I go all the way around this planter doing that same process. And this is what it looks like once it's finished. The wax hadn't fully cured when I took these photos, but you could style these metal tins so many different ways. Of course, florals. Here is a fun way you could display it in your kitchen. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. All right, so here is our next two pieces that we're going to be working on. I'm pretty sure these were like 99 cents a piece. I mean, this one here, this, I don't know, basket tray thing, it is really, really skanky dirty, y'all. So, and so is this one. Oh, yeah. But check this out. Who remembers Party Light? Drop a comment below and let me know if you remember going to these parties. They weren't real big in my area, but I do remember the name. So I'm thinking Party Light was really big, like the 80s. So if that's the case, then that would make this like vintage. Because if I'm remembering correctly, anything that's 20 years old, at least 20 years old, is considered vintage. Now I know it's not, anything real expensive, or anything like that. Yep. See, I peeled the label off and a little bit of paint, but that's okay because we're going to fix it. Now, I got my rag here that I had some hot water and Dawn, and we're going to clean this little baby up. I love the detail on it. I think that's what caught my eye. And plus, I was looking for risers, candle holders. And let me tell you, in my area, the candle holders are getting so hard to find. I mean, I don't know if everybody's caught on to the, thrift flip thing. I don't know. Or maybe they're holding on to it. But I'm just going to give this piece a really good wipe down. If this is your first time at the channel, welcome to the craft table, as I like to call it, because I feel like we are all just a bunch of friends sitting around a craft table, just having a good old time crafting. Okay, so for this little guy, I still had some of the moss left in my cup, and I didn't want to do this in moss, but I didn't want to do it in celery either, so I mixed some celery and a little bit of white in my cup, and I think I ended up with celery anyway. I don't know. We're going to see. So I'm using the same chalk brush, wax brush, whatever you want to call it, from before. And this thing is, I mean, it's taking paint really well. This is like, I don't know, like a hard ceramic, I'm thinking. I don't know. Hard ceramic. Yeah, it's got to be ceramic or maybe a hard resin. I don't know. But, so this is what I'm going to do to it. Mainly wanting to cover up, like, it looks like it's yellowed with age, which is not very attractive at all. So, I am just going to give this little baby a good fresh coat of paint. And there was some little chippy places like on the top, but I really don't think we're going to be able to notice that once I'm done. Um, I don't think. We'll see. But all I'm doing, I'm making sure to get into these little nooks and crannies. I've got way too much paint on my brush, but that's okay. It'll all work out in the end, hopefully, because y'all are watching this with me as I'm doing it. I wanted to bring back some of the details on this little candle holder. So I'm using a teeny tiny paintbrush, different colors of paint, and going in and very carefully just outlining the little flowers and the centers. And I think it turns out pretty cute. It's got a really good makeover, and there's so many uses for it. You don't have to use it for a candle. You could put a bird's nest on top or just anything like that. So let me know in the comments, have you guys got these unusual pieces that you really don't know what to do with? Anyway, this is how this one ended up turning out and how I styled it. I thought this cute little bunny rabbit's perfect for spring and of course Easter. How would you have styled a piece like this? Let me know in the comments. Since this little basket was so dry, I mean, this thing desperately needs a drink of something. I wish I had some, what do you call it? Wood oil or some hemp seed oil, but I don't. So I'm just using this clear Waverly wax. And the wax will help keep it from accumulating so much dust, I think, is what it's supposed to do. Y'all know I've had this bottle in my stash for like ever. And I know I should have used it like long before now, but better late than never, right? So I've already started like right here is where I started. And I've come around this way to the rim. So I've waxed on and waxed off the excess. Y'all remember that movie, right? Wax on, wax off. Tell me the movie down in the comments if you remember. But you can see the difference. I mean, I think. Maybe it'll show up on camera. This side just looks so much healthier, for lack of a better word. This over here, you can see the color difference. I can. I know it may not show up on camera that great. If it don't, I'm sorry. But I'm just taking a cheap little stencil brush from the Dollar Tree, and I am waxing on. And then I'm going to take a dry piece of t-shirt and wipe back the excess. And because I'm telling y'all, this thing is dry, dry, dry. I mean, it is really dry, but this is really bringing out, I think, it's bringing out that more of the wood. It's making it look pretty, okay? So I'm going to finish waxing this up. Now, I am not going to do this center because we're going to do something special with that. So I'm going to leave that alone. And I'm just going to continue on applying my wax. For the center, I'm using one of these wood circles that you can still get at Walmart for only $1. They're pretty good thickness. I really like them. They're not thin and flimsy. And I painted one side using my plaster chalk paint. And as you'll see here in just a little bit, I will wish I had painted it white instead of the plaster, which, as you know, is more of an off-white color. So I wanted to give it a little distressing. Shocker. I'm using some gray chalk paint. I forget what color it is. And my very well loved chippy brush. And just very, very, very dry brushing. lightly across the surface of the circle until I get it the way that I like it. And of course, distressing is always optional, as you guys know. Once that paint was completely dry, I'm going to be using one of these really cute sheep rub-on transfers from Redesign with Prima that I got from Amazon. If you're interested, check out the link to my Amazon store in the description box. And I chose, I think very fittingly, the black sheep. I'm kind of the black sheep of my family, y'all. So I just cut it out to size, to a more manageable size, and then very carefully, yeah, right, placing it down in the center as best I can using the eyeball method. And if you're new to rub-on transfers, they're very simple to use. They are sticky on the back. So once you put it down, you're done. So make sure you get it exactly where you want it. I rub it out with my fingers, and then every package of these transfers comes with a little stick that you use to rub over the surface until the design transfers over to your piece. And I'm just going to continue doing this until I get the whole thing transferred over. This is why I said earlier I wished I had painted this wood piece white, is because the transfer itself has white in it and it doesn't exactly blend in. So to help it look a little more blended and of course rustic, I'm using a very fine grit of sandpaper and lightly going over the transfer. So this helps it to blend in a little bit, but it also gives it a more rustic look. It doesn't, it will make it look not new, if that makes sense. Since this is a rustic piece, I didn't want this transfer sticking out like the proverbial sore thumb. So I just very lightly go over that transfer, and I love the result of this one. I debated on putting some type of trim around the wood round. I decided against it for now, but I'm thinking maybe I should. What do you guys think? Should I use some jute? Comment down below and give me your thoughts. Before you throw out those globes from your old ceiling fans, check out this upcycle idea. I gave it a bath, of course, with Dawn dish soap and hot water. It was already frosted. So I decided to make a cute little display. Well, a vase, actually. You can stick anything in here. And so I'm going to use a piece of leftover rub-on transfer that I've had in my stash. And working on this kind of round surface can be a little tricky, but just take your time. Make sure you get all of the design transferred on. And these actually work really well on glass. So many surfaces you can use these transfers on. So once again, using the stick and making sure that I get all of the pieces down, kind of checking as I go. And if you see that you're not getting the full design on there, just lay it back down and rub over it again. This is such a cute way to display florals or things that you have in your kitchen, maybe some wooden spoons. I didn't glue anything down so it can be changed out, and I love this one. I think it's my favorite of the video. You guys let me know what your favorite is in the comments, because as always, I love to hear what you guys think. Don't leave just yet, because as I have promised for weeks now, I have some very exciting news to share with you all. So hang on, bear with me just a couple of more minutes. Okay, y'all, as I have hinted at for a while now, I've said I've had some very exciting news to share with you guys. So today is the day. Back in January, I applied for a booth space in a local antique collectibles type mall. I was approved, and I am waiting on my booth to become available. There is a waiting list, but I am so excited for this new venture. I want to be able to sell what I make, and this place is open 7 days a week. They get a lot of foot traffic. It's located 25 minutes from my house. I'm so excited for this opportunity. It is a leap of faith. It has been a long time since I've tried to sell in a retail type setting. I used to own a gift shop many years ago. So that means a few changes to the channel. I'm not quitting YouTube. So, you know, there's that. You will be seeing a lot more thrift flips, upcycles, that kind of thing. I will still be using some Dollar Tree things, some inexpensive items like that. But y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait. The last I heard, possibly April, I could be getting my booth space. But this place is so nice. So full of just everything. I love it. I love this place. And, oh, guys, I hope you will continue to support me as you've always done on the channel, and support me in these new ventures with the booth, with me becoming a seller on Whatnot. And in case you haven't checked it out yet, I do have a link in the description where you can follow me on Whatnot, and you will also get a $15 coupon that you can use on my show, which is coming up on March 19th at 6 p.m. Central, which is next week. So I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of craft supplies. This will be my first show, but I'm doing a pretty good de-stash of some of my craft supplies. So if you're looking for really good deals, definitely want to check that show out. But I also wanted to ask y'all what you think when I get ready to set my booth up. Would you like to see maybe a video on the process of setting it up, how it looks, and that kind of thing? I hope you guys will stay with me. As always, I'm excited. I am the happiest I have been in a very long time. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. As always, all my viewers, new or my ride or dies, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about thrift flips. Do you like them? Do you want to see more of that? Because that is, I've always loved it. I've always loved turning somebody else's junk into something pretty again. So thank you for watching. Comment down below. I love chatting with y'all. And until next time, y'all go get your craft on. Bye.